Philp out. Noah is back with the big club, and the Viking is a game-time decision. We get you set for the Oilers in the Wild on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Pregame Show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pregame Show. Tom Gazzola, Shawn, Belle, Hernan, Salas with you. Text us, 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat. It is going to be a fun one. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Belzy, loving my pun.
I can't believe you just punned me.
I punned so hard. Don't Philp out. Noah is back with the big club.
That was great, man.
That was
Yeah, it was just
Natsito.
wicked.
Hola.
Top notch.
Just
Thank you.
dialed in right from the start.
I've been here all day.
You have.
I really
You've been waiting on that one, hey? You've been sitting on it.
I cooked it up about half an hour ago.
Yeah. When you're getting kicked at NBA Jam.
Yeah, 2 straight games.
Yeah.
That hurt. That hurt.
Got to be smarter than the computer.
Not me. Not this guy. The Oilers need to be smarter than the Minnesota Wild tonight. Edmonton 27-13-3. Mini 27-13-4. It's game number 44 for the Oilers. And, Minnesota's been banged up. Edmonton coming off a really, really strong 1-0 victory over the LA Kings on Monday night. I think they calmed a lot of people's nerves. A lot of people going into that game very leery of the Los Angeles Kings, and I think, it got a little bit quieter in terms of panic. What did you like, Belzy, about that game?
I like that they were able to lock down defensively. I saw playoff elements to that game. Okay. Obviously, it's in the regular season, but there was a playoff feel to it. I like the fact that Draisaitl was a monster.
He was.
And I like the fact that Skinner made some good saves.
Huge
and
saves.
A couple crucial saves. And I was talking on 2000 goalie where, the save that he made, I think it was on Kempe.
Yes.
Could that have been the TSN turning point? Because that's what everybody's been clamoring for. Get that one save. And he got that one save.
That was huge. Huge.
Was that the TSN turning point? So those are the things that I like.
EST turning point? Absolutely.
EST.
Yeah. They don't do TSN turning point anymore, do they?
We need our own song.
Well,
We can work on
that.
We need our own.
We can do that at some point. Let's get Nanso in here.
Yeah.
Hernan, the Latino Heat.
What's going on, boys?
Not much. How you doing? You got everything figured out over there?
Oh, yeah. I'm just putting Shawn, Belle into this. It's just a quick transition, right? Because Coob has to do some stuff. And
Cubbish.
He was doing some stuff for sure.
In there, and then here we go.
Okay.
Here we go, boys.
Welcome Hernan into the show. Hello, sir.
Oh, look at that. Looking pretty. Yeah, good, man. Loved your pun.
Thank you.
You got it from your Paisan.
Yeah.
Good old Gino there.
No, I came up with it on my own, inspired by my Uncle Gene, but sure.
Do you guys want the question of the night?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Hit me with it.
Don't sound too excited about it. Yeah, sure.
He's had a long day, too.
I have had a long day. It's been a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. We're going to have fun watching the game, boys.
I agree.
Okay, this is the question of the night.
Yep.
Noah Philp recalled. I saw a report by Daniel Nugent-Bowman says this is short term. So, on that reporting and what we think and our nasties think, is Noah Philp here to stay, guys, on January 15th?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Even if he plays well?
I think that they're going to give him a good look. They're going to find out what they have. He's going to go back down on the farm. And I would say around deadline-ish, if they are comfortable, they'll bring him back up.
He's played 3 NHL games. I was told today by someone that he's going to be here for a bit.
Oh, see?
That
is your someone?
I can't tell you who my someone is. I only talked to one person today instead of, I usually talk to a few. But
Okay, so it's one person?
Yeah.
Do we know the one person?
You do.
Huh.
I do.
Okay. So it's a mutual one person?
Yes.
Okay.
But you and I have many mutual one persons.
Well, we both know what we're talking about. You know that one guy?
So. Which
The guy
one
in
guy
Toronto?
are you talking about?
Timmy from Toronto?
God,
That guy.
Timmy from Toronto.
I feel left out, boys. Who the hell are you talking
I don't know anymore. I don't
knows
know.
exactly
Anyway,
who I'm talking
I
about.
was told he'll be here for probably a little bit. So
What's a little bit, though?
that's
in
what I
your
don't know.
estimation?
Interpret that how you will. Nugent Bowman, what did he say? Short time?
It's a short term before they have to make like a roster decision going forward.
They're going to get a look at him. For a guy like that, Bellsy, and you went up and down in your career, this is his second look at the NHL level. What is different for him now, having had that taste a little while ago and then having some time to go down, maybe refine some things? How does that change from a player's perspective?
I think he's got to show that he's taken the next step. So the first time he's come up here, he was a little bit tentative at times. He was trying to ease himself into the game. I don't think he played the same way he did when he was down in the minors. I think there's obviously there's a period in which you're like, I'm trying to just figure it out. And I'm trying to keep my head above water because it's a massive jump. And I think that's what he was doing. And he was starting to get comfortable. And then they sent him back down, obviously. What I think they want to see is are you closer to that I'm comfortable than you were the last time you're up? Because if you are, you've already been knocking on the door to try to take someone's spot.
Right.
And so if you're at that point where, you are comfortable, are you now taking someone's spot because you're a little bit younger, a little bit bigger, you're something that they need down the middle?
An opportunity is there.
An opportunity is there.
Yeah.
It's up to him to go take that.
Is Skinner done?
No, I don't think so.
I just
I would suggest that maybe Derek Ryan is closer.
Really, I just see it as
That's my.
You have two guys, right, guys? You have two vets.
Yeah.
You have a guy that's similar skill set to Noah Philp, obviously a lot older, and then you have another guy who's here to score goals. Both veteran guys, both have been in the league for a decade plus. And you call up Noah Philp, and he gets into the lineup against Minnesota Wild. That to me is telling, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. That's fair.
It is.
One guy has no move though.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think Skinner's done. I think with Derek Ryan, he's a good player. He's a solid player. He's a good piece. But I think that's a spot that you need to try to upgrade. And that's not a shot at Derek Ryan's game. You're just trying. You've got ideas of going to the Stanley Cup and trying to win it this time. And is Derek Ryan going to be the piece that you need deep into the playoffs?
Yeah.
And I don't know if he is, and I'm not trying to take away anything from his game. It's just you've got to try to find ways to upgrade your roster.
Yeah.
And I think that's an easy one to upgrade.
Very fair. Well said again, Shawn.
Oh, thank you.
Stu, via the inbox, in regard to you, Shawn, says, Bellsy hit my buddy so hard in Bantam, he puked.
That's not true.
He said you were like 6 feet tall and he was still a tiny kid.
That's not true.
You and I
put
played
that out
against each
there.
other. Stu texted that in.
Stu, don't you put that out there.
You and I played against each other in
Yeah.
Bantam.
Did I hit you?
No.
There you go.
I couldn't take the puck away from you or keep up. You know who did blow me up a couple times?
Who's that?
Dion Bartholomew Fanuff.
Neon Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he actually said he was going to.
I think it was personal
Pregame.
there.
I don't know him. He does not know me, but as I was walking in,
You got to
remember
know
Grand
him.
Trunk Arena?
Oh, yeah.
He sat in the hallway fully dressed, no skates on. And he chirped every one of us as we walked in and had to step over him. And then he's like, I'm going to blow you up tonight. And I was like, who are you? And then I found out very quickly.
Really quick, eh?
Yeah, it hurt.
Penner's Pancake says right now you probably can't go 12-6 in April if Ryan is your fourth line center. I think you can.
You can, but I understand it's not ideal. I get where that sentiment's coming from.
Yep.
I really do. Okay, we're going to get to starting lineups. More of this conversation. Text us 780-218-9999. Get into the nasty chat. Hit that thumbs up as usual, please. And thank you if you haven't already subscribed to EST on YouTube. Please do. Tom Gazzola, Shawn, Belle, Hernan, Salas with you on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. We have a treat and a bit of a prize. We have a giveaway today, and it comes courtesy the Oilers alumni. If you are a curler and want to put a team together for this weekend's Oilers alumni bonspiel, we have a spot open for a team that we're going to give away. We'd like to get it given away by tonight on the post-game show. I don't know if there should be like a trivia element to this, or we should just put it out there and have someone confirm that they have 4 players who can play and are willing to play this Saturday at the Oilers Alumni bonspiel. The spot is for one bonspiel team consisting of 4 players with a special guest as a 5th player, usually an alumni or a celebrity. There's been some celebrity curlers and pro players as well. The event is at the Shamrock Curling Club, so Gavin and Angela, fantastic. We're going to be having our fun spiel over there in February. It begins at 3:30 p.m. and it runs until 11 o'clock, so it's more than just the bond spiel. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's going to be the game. We're doing the pre- and post-game show from the Shamrock. Each team is guaranteed 2 games, dinner included. And then some of the notable alumni in attendance: Mac T, Struddy, Gager, Benny Scrivens, and my good friend over here, Shawn, Belle, among many others.
Belzy, I don't know if you know this, but did you know that Noah Philp played at the U of A?
Well,
He did?
he did.
Yeah.
Whoa, hot damn.
Probably could have used that as trivia.
Where'd you get that scoop? Lucky.
Reed told me, I think.
He did. He did. How should we give that away, or should we just put it out there to, if you have 4 people, yourself included, who would like to be a part of the Oilers Alumni bonspiel, should we do a trivia thing or no?
Yeah, let's do a trivia. Like, if we'll do trivia, obviously send in the correct answer if you want to participate. Don't just send it in and then you're like, well, I can't go on.
I want them to email me so I can.
Okay, so you'll email Tom Gazzola.
Tom at edmontonsportstalk.com.
Okay.
But we'll come up with a trivia. You have to have the right answer.
Sure. Let me think on that for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll throw it out there
Okay.
here shortly, so we have enough time to get it out.
I'll get to lineups, and then we have to get to the game changers portion of the show, and then Belzy, I feel like, has something to say. You've done the bonspiel as well, right?
Yeah, it's a great time.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I did it last year for the first time. Our team won. Shout out to the crew from Red Deer. But go ahead.
I was just going to say to
scoop.
Hernan, in terms of trivia, you remember the cities, identical jerseys, major sports teams? Remember that trivia that we were talking about was a couple weeks ago?
Was that off the air?
That was off the air.
Text it to him.
Text it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like this. The juices are flowing. If you want to play in the Oilers Alumni bonspiel this Saturday, it starts at 3:30 at the Shamrock Club. We have a spot for one team consisting of 4 players, plus you get a bonus player. Usually it's either an alumni or a celebrity or a pro curler, and dinner is included. We're going to be on location, pre- and post-game show. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Shamrock, it's great. They have 6 o'clock or lager on tap.
Nice.
So if you're interested and you want to curl, you want to mingle with some former Oilers and then the EST people, we're going to come up with a trivia question, and then I'm going to want whoever gets it right and wants to play and can put together a team of 4 to email me, Tom, at edmontonsportstalk.com. And we'll get it all sorted out. How does that sound? And Hernan's going to give the trivia in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, so if you have the correct answer, email Tommy.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. We do have a question of the night.
Yes, it is.
All right, you want to fire that off before we get into starting lineups? Okay.
So Noah Philp, a lot of people wanted him up here with the big club. He is. There's reports that this will be short term. We don't know that for sure, though. So for you, nasties out there, on the nasty chat or on the inbox at 780-218-9999, is Noah Philp here to stay? Belzy said no. I think Tommy
just
said no.
said a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let us know if this is the move that's going to keep him as an Edmonton Oiler for the rest of the season.
All right, let's get into starting lineups for tonight's game. Starting lineups, of course, brought to you by South Fort Chev. Reserve your 2025 Equinox Trax and Traverse now. They will not last long. They've also got the best discounts on 2025 Silverados and won't be beat. See dealer for details, www.southfortchev.com for the Oilers. Different look today. McDavid between Nugent-Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Nothing new there. Henrique with Janmark and Brown, and Noah Philp, who's called up between Corey Perry and Kasperi Kapanen on defense. Ekholm, game time decision.
Oh.
So I think, what were they rolling at practice today? Was it Nurse with Bouchard?
No, it was Nurse, Stetcher, Kulak, Bouchard.
And then Brown with Emberson. Brown was on the left side. If the Viking is good to go, I think people will breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
We didn't get much detail from Chris Knobloch in regard to what is hampering Matthias Ekholm. I thought, and my guess is illness. Because
I can see that.
In a situation like that, he traveled. Mm-hmm. I didn't notice if he got nicked up on Monday against LA, but it's possible. But I didn't see anything. And when you travel, sometimes you get somewhere and you happen to have, I don't know, you've got kids too. They're walking, talking bags of bacteria and germs.
Yes, they are.
So, and he's got a couple of kids. So I don't know. My guess was he's sick.
Yeah. Obviously, it's, he plays a heavy game. He takes a lot of hits too.
He does.
I could see him being nicked up. But if they don't have him, that's a massive hole in the lineup.
Well, it's a big downgrade if Josh Brown's stepping.
It really is. And so they're going to have to really have a solid team game if the Vikings out, because he eats so many minutes and he's such a big part of that defense. It's hard there. So hopefully he's not out.
Nanso, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was talking with Gager and then with Reed and Jay that Ekholm's probably top 3 of players that are not replaceable on this team. You lose them, and it's a big hole. And no disrespect to Darnell Nurse, who's having an excellent season. He's not Ekholm.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's now on the flip side, I know we're going to get to it. There's a lot of injuries on the other side, but Ekholm's, for me, he's top 2. Like, you lose this guy for any significant time, you're in trouble.
Yep.
No. I'm not going to disagree with that. No Jeff Skinner, no Derek Ryan. We know that for certain for the Oilers. Okay, taking a look at the Minnesota Wild tonight. Marco Rossi centering Matt Boldy and Matt Zuccarello. Frederick Gaudreau between Marcus Johansson and Ryan Hartman. Joel Eriksson X centering Marcus Foligno and Yakov Trenin. Then we got Murat Husnutdinov between Devon Shore and Ben Jones. On defense for Mini tonight, Jacob Middleton with John Merrill, Declan Chisholm with Zach Bogosian, Travis Dermott, former Oiler, with David Juracek. That brings us to starting goalies for the Oilers. 32-year-old Calvin Pickard, 10-4 this season, .250 goals against average, .896 save percentage. In the 16 games he's played this season, had a team shutout. He shared it with Stu Skinner last week. Pickard, 3-4 against the Wild lifetime, .251 GAA, .918 save percentage, 1 shutout in the 7 appearances versus Mini. And then at the other end of the rink, this guy's having a monster season. It is 26-year-old Philip Gustafsson, an 18-3 record, .250 GAA, .917 save percentage, 3 shutouts in the 30 games he's played. Gustafsson versus Edmonton, 2-1 record, .412 goals against average, .887 save percentage in those 3 appearances. Anything stand out to you guys about the Wild lineup before I get into the Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy injury report?
I'll go with their back end. I mean, Spurgeon's out, Broding's out, Faber's out. I mean, their top pairing is Merrill and Middleton, and then Travis Dermott, former Oiler, playing on the third pair. So for me, that's an area they have to take advantage of. And also on the power play, because their PK is 4th last in the league, Tommy. Mm-hmm. So if the Oilers get some looks here, they gotta get on that power play with a little bit of urgency here and make it count. Because who knows how many opportunities you're going to get.
Well said as well. Belzy, if you're the Oilers or you're the Wild and you're looking at the Oilers and you're going, maybe no at home, what advantages do the Wild have?
Well, I think at that point you got to try to get pucks in deep. Sounds very cliche, but at the same time, when you're consistently making defensemen turn and go back and get for pucks and you're forechecking hard, it becomes a hard game to play that way. So, whether that's the Oilers doing that to Minnesota or the Wild doing that to, obviously, the Oilers, I think with the defensemen, out from the Wild, that's got to be a strategy for sure. And then, hopefully the Vikings not out, because it is a big loss and you don't want to have some of these other guys having to step in and play extra minutes.
Yeah, that's fair. We will find out in, 15, 20 minutes when the teams hit the ice for warm-up if Matthias Ekholm is indeed good to go for tonight. This is the conclusion to the season series between the Oilers and the Wild. They met on November 21st here in Edmonton. The Oilers fell 5-3 in that game. And then on December 12th, it was the Oilers smacking the Wild around 7-1. That first game against Minnesota, you'll recall, a couple of lucky goals for the Oilers. The first one, that Leon Draisaitl chip off the glass and it skips through Marc-Andre Fleury's pads. That was bizarre. And then the Oilers, I think they had another lead on was it a Corey Perry goal, or was it the Wild just took over and Perry made it close with a bank goal?
That was one of the more spicy post-game shows. People were upset.
They were upset.
Yeah.
That was a drubbing.
It was. It was 5-3, but I think the score flattered the Oilers.
That's a great way to put it. Absolutely. And then Edmonton comes back a month later or 3 weeks later and goes and just absolutely decimates the Wild, who were riddled with injuries. And the Wild do have some injuries that we're going to get into right now with the Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy Injury Report. At Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy, we treat you like the pros. Our multidisciplinary team includes sports medicine physicians, along with highly skilled physiotherapists, strength and conditioning coaches, and massage therapists. Whether you're recovering from an injury or looking to enhance performance, we treat you like a pro using the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game. For the Oilers on the IR, Alec Regula, knee, Evander Kane, LTIR, knee and abdominal surgery, both taking him to potentially the postseason in terms of when he might return now, unless he heals quicker, like he says he does, and then at the same time, if he does come back, that foils the cap space thing.
Yeah, he can't come back. Sorry.
Belsey said it.
Stay out.
Okay. As for Minnesota, Brock Faber, day-to-day upper body. Jared Spurgeon, IR lower body. Kirill Kaprizov, IR lower body. And Jakob Loco, I believe, or Jacob Loco. He's not European. IR lower body. Jacob Loco, not Jakob Loco.
He fought Emberson? No?
I think so, yeah.
Was it Emberson?
Does he have the Emberson flu?
No, Emberson had to fight that game.
Oh, was it in Nashville he fought?
That was Podkolzin with Lazon.
No, there might have been. Was there two fights in that game?
I think there was two fights in that game.
Because I think Emerson did fight Emberson.
Didn't Darnell get in a fight in Nashville too?
I remember. They all blur together.
Emerson does fight, though. He'll throw down. He has a couple of times this year. I believe Minnie was one of those games.
Right. Yeah. Tommy, I know you're going to get to Game Changers. Do we want to do the trivia first?
Yeah, we do. This is for a spot in the Oilers Alumni bonspiel, team of 4, plus an alumni, a special guest celebrity that they'll put on your team. And this is a 3:30 to 11 o'clock event at the Shamrock Curling Club this Saturday. Dinner provided. And I think you get a couple of drink tickets, and then there's a bunch of prizes and stuff like that, and you get to mingle and have some fun with a lot of alumni. We're going to be live on location for the pre- and post-game show on Saturday at Shamrock, so we have a spot in the tournament to give away. If you want to curl and you can gather together 4 people, including yourself, answer this trivia question, email me, tom@edmontonsportstalk.com.
Okay, I might need some clarification, though.
Sure.
Okay, so do you want to kind of just word it the way you texted it to me? Because I don't want to screw this up.
Okay. So there's 3 cities that have major sports. And by major sports, I mean football. So that's a hint.
Okay.
Can it be Canadian football?
It could be Canadian football.
Okay.
So major sports that all the teams in that particular city are wearing the exact same colors.
Oh, okay. See, it's a little it's the way you word it is perfect. I just didn't want to butcher it.
Now, the one caveat, and this is another hint, one of those teams no longer exists.
Oh, okay. Damn, that's a damn good question. Belsey didn't send me the answers, so I'm guessing too.
Oh, you're going to have to send us the answers.
I'll get
I know them,
Yeah.
Also, so take a guess and confirm to me that you can put together a team of 4 for the Oilers Alumni bonspiel this weekend. I will get back to you. Correct answer, and whoever can make it happen. tom@edmontonsportstalk.com. So, Belsey, it is which 3 cities have major pro sports franchises?
Yep.
football. So we're including the CFL.
Yes.
That all the teams share the same uniform colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of them is not Ottawa. Actually, no, it's not Ottawa.
No, 'cause
you almost
only
had
have
me.
two.
It's not them.
Yeah.
Rip City Step says Boom Boom's making us think. He is.
I like how Rip City Step calls you Boom Boom.
I think it's hilarious too.
Anyway, yeah. If you, and then if you just want to get it on the bonspiel, please take a crack at the trivia question. But winner gets precedent. And if we don't have correct answers, I'll just pick somebody and I'll email you back. A big thank you to Aaron Klatt from the Oilers alumni and Patrick Garland, who have provided a spot. And so we have a team that we can enter into the Oilers alumni bonspiel this weekend, and we want to give it away to you. So if you want to have some fun, hang out, hear some cool stories with some Oilers greats, get that answer in. Tom at edmontonsportstalk.com. Email me, and I will touch base with you.
Just to be clear, it's got to be the three. People are sending one in. So,
it's got to be three.
It's
all
gotta be
three cities.
Yeah.
I see a couple of people have gotten part of it correct. Guy Flaming, I didn't know it was a big curler. You can catch the Pipeline Show right after Hello Hockey. Saturdays right here on EST at noon. He's trying to figure it out. But email me, Tom at edmontonsportstalk.com, and make sure you can put together a team of 4 for this Saturday. All right, let's get to Game Changers now.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're excited, Belle?
I am.
I like that you're excited. Game Changers with Shawn Belle, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting, consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. He's community driven and understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting, now part of The Agency. Ooh, it is fancy.
Spicy.
Yes, sir. All right, Bellsy. Number 1 tonight as the Oilers take on the Wild to close out the season series. Break the Wild curse.
Yes, got to break the Wild curse. I understand that there's injuries. I know that the Oilers smacked around the Wild, but lifetime series. 38, 53, 4, and 10.
And the 4 is ties.
Ties.
Yeah.
That is not good.
No.
In your last 10 games, you're 3 and 7.
Yes.
For whatever odd reason, the Wild have your number.
3 and 11 in the last 14, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we got to break the curse. And there's no better time than now with the amount of injuries, obviously, that the Wild have. The last time you played them, you trounced them.
Yep.
Keep that going, because I feel at some point, and this could be going out on a limb, but what if you got to face them in the playoffs at some point?
You got to beat them at some point.
You got to beat them. And right now, getting that confidence where you're stringing a couple in a row against the Wild, you're like, okay, this is just another team. Similar to what, they have the number of the LA Kings. At some point, the LA Kings, if they have, delusions or visions of grandeur, they're going to have to beat the Oilers. It's a very similar situation.
I like how you started with delusions.
Well, it was delusions,
Anyway.
You have to break the curse.
Okay, the Oilers have lost 4 of the last 6 against Minnesota. Edmonton all-time in mini, 18, 27, and 6 with 1 tie at XL Energy Center. The Oilers have won 1 of their last 7 visits to Minnesota, and that one came back on December 12th. I don't think we're getting a 7-1 type of night.
No, but I want to see something thorough.
Okay.
You play so good against the Kings. Like, if you could have an effort similar to that, and it's not going to be maybe a 1-0 game, but a 3-2 game, a 4-2 game, even a 2-1 game, something where you are playing at a playoff level and would give them fits for sure.
You want to chime in on that?
I was just gonna. If you can win 2 in Minnesota in 1 year, holy!
I know.
smokes.
That's a miracle.
That's going to be a very fun post game show.
Hey, all right. And hey, Miracle also a bit of a tie-in because they have the Herb Brooks Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
Little statue.
It's a nice tie-in.
It's a that statue, by the way. Herb Brooks, obviously legend, was an NHL coach, coached the Miracle on Ice team in 1980. But that statue, Bellsy, it's not even life size. Do you remember walking by it? It's on the way to the rink.
I know what you're talking about, but I've never walked by
It's
it.
not even life size. It's a little bit smaller. And it's like, come on, don't do Herb dirty like that. The guy's a hockey legend.
By the way, McLeod has 2 goals. Chief Andy's letting us know.
Thank you, Chief
Well, that's
Andy.
nice.
Time to
That's
get over. Time to
McLeod
get over,
Ryan?
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just teasing.
I know.
We do have
Is
one.
he a trade target?
Stop it. Stop it.
Skinner?
Maybe. Oh, I like what you did there.
Look.
Ooh, that's good.
Wow. That's
That
a
is
boomerang
good.
type effect.
Yeah.
I do have one submission already
Okay.
for the bonspiel. If you want to get in on the Oilers Alumni bonspiel this Saturday and you want to play, you can enter a team of 4. You'll have a celebrity/Oilers alumni on your team. Comes with dinner. And you get to, we'll be here, or we will be on location for the pre and post game show. We'll be there all day long. I'm supposed to be on a team too. Patty, you're going to be on a team.
I'm a great skipper. I found that out last time.
You're just a true and true athlete. Through
great
and through.
skipper.
True
I
to
don't know if
form
I'm that
athlete.
flexible to get down there anymore, but man, can I tell you what to do.
Great hands too.
Unreal.
Joaquin recommends to stretch before.
Yes, Joaquin.
Overrated.
We knocked Joaquin's team off as champions of the
I don't
Oilers
even
Alumni
remember
bonspiel.
Joaquin getting down. He wore a tight leather jacket and he probably couldn't even move anyway. He's taking the same advice I was.
Anyway,
Liquid lubrication.
Name the 3 cities where their pro sports teams, major pro sports teams, all wear the same color uniforms.
Yep.
Text, or don't text us. Email me, Tom at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We will give that team away for the Oilers Alumni bonspiel on the post-game show. All right, it is Game Changers with our game analyst, Shawn Belle. Point number 1 was break the wild curse. We talked about all the lack of success in Minnesota for the Oilers. Number 2, revamped bottom 6, Bellsy.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom 6 has kind of been all over the place. At one point, obviously we've talked about this at length. Podkolzin was supposed to be in the top 6, or in the bottom 6, but he solidified himself in the top 6 because Leon loves playing with them. Janmark's been all over the place. Kapanen's been all over the place. Henrique's kind of been all over the place. He's probably been the one guy that's been a mainstay in that bottom 6. Mm-hmm. You're now got a line, Janmark, Brown, Henrique. That was one that was extremely tough to play against in the playoffs. They're back together. You got Philp that's called up. What can they do? Can they be kind of just a steadying force, during your games in the 12 to 15 and lower minutes? Because if you can get that, the Oilers are going to be very hard to beat. Because the big boys are going to be flying, which is going to be my next point. But you want to see your bottom 6 have, I guess, even play.
Yeah.
Where you're not getting caved in from an analytical standpoint. You're not bleeding chances. You're not giving up goals. You're not giving up momentum. You want to be a solid stabilizing force for the team. So with this revamped bottom 6, can it be that?
Yeah, for me, that third line of Janmark, Henrique, and Brown, leave it alone. It worked in the playoffs. That's the best line in the bottom 6 that you've had all year. And then you can play around with your fourth line, whether Drine, Skinner, Perry, Philp, whoever you want to put there, because the top 2 lines are set. They're going to do their thing. And I think that third line is solid, guys. I think they defend well. They can muck it up, and no more Connor Brown in the first line or moving Janmark up and down. Leave that line alone. I think that's a perfect third line for this team, or fourth line if you want to call it.
I didn't mind the timing of the promotion, let's call it, of Connor Brown to the top line. Zach Hyman moved on to the third line. It felt like it was just like a mid-season kind of shakeup.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I think there didn't need to be anything outside of that read into it, because you knew it would go back to something like this. It's that fourth line where now all of a sudden Noah Philp has 2 veterans on his wings. Corey Perry's putting together a very respectable fourth line season.
Yes,
He's been great.
Yep.
And then Kasperi Kapanen has been a pleasant waiver pickup for this team.
He's been great since he's been here.
I like his confidence with the puck. It's evident that he's very comfortable in transporting it, trying to find something with it, and he's not giving it away, looking to pass off immediately. And I did not know that about him. He does have speed. Yeah. He's thick. Like he's like just hey, Kasperi, Kapanen. And
someone wants to swap him with Nuge on the Nasty Chat. I think it's Chief.
Kapanen?
Yeah. That's not going to happen.
With Nugent Hopkins?
Like swap him.
Like straight up put Nugent Hopkins on the fourth line wing?
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not
Show your work, Chief Andy. That's Chief Andy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Show your work.
And listen, Nuge needs to be better, sure, but he's earned the, if you want to put it this way, the stripes to get the benefit of the doubt and stay in the top 6. He has, whether you agree with it or not.
I don't think that's changing. You want to talk about a guy like a lack of trust for certainly Jeff Skinner, and then maybe fleeting trust or fading trust with Derek Ryan. The Nuge has the utmost respect and trust from the coaching staff, and I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, like, Chief Andy will say, well, I wouldn't mind seeing a swap there. I understand.
Yeah, it could happen.
Curiosity. I understand, like, you want to see something or you want to reward Kapanen because you like what he does and you think there might be a good fit there. But it's just the reality of and the possibility of that happening is minimal.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to poo-poo the idea. I'm just like, I don't think it's going to happen because Nugent Hopkins is up there, and like it would take something so detrimental or his game just falling off a cliff for him to be pulled out of there.
Yep. The only realistic thing that I could say with Nuge is if, just for whatever, Kane comes back, you want to throw him on that top line with Hyman and McDavid. Could you then move Nuge down to the third line to kind of solidify that?
Yeah.
I could see that happening, but I couldn't see it as much as, swapping with Kapanen.
780-218-9999. Let us know your thoughts. And again, I have a couple more submissions.
Nice.
For the Oilers Alumni Bonspiel spot up for grabs, team of 4. If you can get some friends together, family, maybe you guys curl together and you want to be a part of the Oilers Alumni Bonspiel, we're going to give it away on the post-game show tonight. I have 3 submissions now, and it's a trivia question, but whoever gets the most right out of this, I think I'll pick as the winner.
Fair enough.
We've got a couple of right answers, but nobody's gotten 3 for 3, and it is which 3?
It's not Calgary.
It's not Calgary. Okay,
it's not Calgary. I'm going to tell you that right now for a fact.
And one team is no longer around.
Yeah, Zedmo, you are wrong.
Okay, so email Tom at edmontonsportstalk.com if you can put a team together for the Oilers Alumni Bonspiel, and also answer the trivia question, which is which 3 cities, all their major pro sports franchises, CFL included, have the same colors on their uniforms. All right. It is Game Changers with Shawn Belle. Point number 1 is Break the Wild Curse. Point number 2, Revamp Bottom 6. Point number 3, Leon versus Connor?
Yeah.
Oh.
What say you?
What say you?
Well,
why say you?
Why say you?
Yeah.
Well, right now, we're talking about Leon having an MVP type season.
Correct.
When he is playing on his own particular line, having an MVP type season, that makes the Oilers so much harder to defend. Now, the reason I brought up Leon versus Connor is that I am no way saying that Connor is not playing well. But if he can now get his game to an MVP type season, could you imagine how hard it will be for an opposing team to come in and say, we're going to shut down the Oilers? Leon Draisaitl is carrying his line right now. And you could argue that Leon Draisaitl has been the best Oiler for a lot of this season. Now, if Connor all of a sudden picks that up as well and gets to that same level, man, I don't see a team beating him. Because it is very, very hard. If I'm a coach on the other bench and I'm like, okay, I'm going to roll the dice and be like, you know what? Your top pairing, you're going to play against McDavid today. Well, Draisaitl's about to cave you in right now. And then you pick the other way. Okay, well, Connor's going to dance all over you. So for me, I would like to see that. And once again, I'm not saying that McDavid isn't, having a great season, but I'd like to see him get, just a little bit more, try to get to that same level because Draisaitl is playing that well.
It's incredible. And it's good to see. I think it's reassuring for a lot of people to see Leon doing what he's doing.
100%.
So this is interesting stat. Most game-winning goals in Oilers history. Connor's tied with Glenn Anderson at 72. So his next one, he will hold the record. Leon's only 2 behind.
Oh.
Like, these guys have been awesome. Like,
Yeah, they
Leon
have.
Draisaitl.
Yeah.
It's crazy to say Leon Draisaitl's probably not his best season ever. And just that goal he scored against LA. Well, the one he set up, like the speed burst to beat Moore. And then he did the good old Steph Curry to him in front of the net. Finds Darnell Nurse. And I agree with Belzy. Like, and again, this McDavid's been really good. But if he hits Connor McDavid levels, look out, because this team is going to be flying. And that's why I think it's so important to have them on separate lines. And I get you have to go to it sometimes and after a PK and all that. But if these guys are going and they're on separate lines, holy smokes, guys.
Yeah. It's too hard to stop.
I'm just looking at, there's a couple of stats in regard to McDavid and, well, Draisaitl also climbing up the Oilers' all-time points list. So 2 points to pass Jari Kurri for second all-time in team scoring in franchise history. He only has about 628 more points to go before he catches Wayne Gretzky. He could get there. He just turned 28.
He very well could.
Yep. Leon is at 914. Draisaitl probably hits 1,000 points next season, which is an excellent feat. Leon will pass Mark Messier at 1,034 points. Leon will probably pass Jari Kurri next season at 1,043. And then he will also try to catch Wayne Gretzky. And the advantage he'll have, as well as Connor, is they'll be Oilers for longer than Wayne was. Wayne, I think, had 9 NHL seasons plus the 1 WHL year here in Edmonton. And Connor and Leon are approaching and have, I think, hit 9 and 10, respectively.
They all bailed, Tommy. Well, you got sold.
Well, one guy got sold.
The others all got traded.
They
all went to New York.
Yep.
Things were kind of starting to fall apart there. And I read Mark Messier's book, and he didn't dive too much into it, but, you know, the negotiations with Glenn Sather were not always fun, warm, and fuzzy. Let's just put it that way. And Mark Messier obviously earned the right to demand and command the money he made. Wasn't getting it here, got it in New York, and his dad also probably drove a hard bargain. Yeah. That was his agent. Probably had enough of Glenn's
Can you guys imagine that era and their social media? Holy
No, I could not.
Oh, because who did Messier got traded, right?
He did.
Who came back the other way?
Louis
DeBrusque
and a bunch of picks.
Stephen Rice.
Yeah.
And then Doug Waite was for
Esa Tikkanen. And I think Doug got traded for Tikkanen when the Oilers were in New York or vice versa.
Yeah, they swapped.
They like the walk across the hall type of thing.
That was a hell of a trade, man.
Yeah. Louis had a sick mullet too. It was like my hair. Yeah. It just went straight down and straight. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But anyway, it's interesting to watch these guys climb the ladder on the all-time points list. And by the way, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is 183 points away from catching Glenn Anderson. Will likely move into 5th along the way. And maybe he catches Jari Kurri. I mean, Yari's at 1,043. So who knows? I mean, Nuge is here for a few more years at least.
I want to ask one question just quickly about the trivia. Because there's people in here saying New York. And so I was thinking about this.
Okay.
What would the franchises equate to? And the reason I'm asking that question is because technically it could be one.
Yes.
I've had New York pop. I've got a couple more.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Of that. Yeah,
so what's the progression of cities to teams?
I would count New York. I'm not going to lie to you.
I kind of would too. So then technically there'd be 4 now.
Okay.
But I'm more curious because if you're saying Giants, Rangers, Knicks, you're wrong.
Well, what if you go Islanders?
But that's my
Mets
point.
And Knicks.
But that's my point.
That counts.
The Knicks don't match any. I mean, the Yankees don't match anyone.
No, they're just their own thing.
Yeah, they're the own thing. But are you going? How are you breaking that down?
I would accept it. I'm going to accept it. So
I
you
would
can
accept
include
it too.
New York. And
Yeah.
then to those that have already emailed that did not include New York, don't worry about it. But I will accept New York.
Yeah.
So still the 3 that we're looking for. You didn't
Yeah.
have New York in mind,
I
but
did
New
not,
York
yes,
does count.
but I'm going to give that one. Yeah, that's good.
I have received a few more emails. So we're up to 6 entries for this. And the question that goes along with trying to get into the Oilers Alumni bonspiel this weekend, Saturday, 3:30 p.m. at the Shamrock Curling Club. Name the 3, now 4 cities where their major pro sports franchises share the same uniform colors.
Yes.
And one of them is a defunct team.
Yes.
I'll say baseball. I'll just give another hint away.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, keep those coming in. And email tom@edmontonsportstalk.com. Whoever has the most right answers, I will send you an email and we'll set everything up. Again, big thank you to Pat Garland and Aaron Klatt from the Oilers Alumni. What?
Zedmo, this question sucks.
Well, it's Belzy's question, so blame him.
I like
blame
it.
Boom Boom.
I think it's a good one.
But New York is an interesting one because
Yeah.
they have the two teams.
There's like 15 teams
yeah.
in the New York area.
So you just have to mix and match. Man.
So I would say that a lot of people are hovering right around it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Zedmo, you were very close. Just Ottawa's not one of them.
Joelle emailed me and she disqualified herself because she lives on the other side of the country and she wants to know if the team that she emailed me about is one of them. Yes, Joelle, you got one of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dustin with the Y getting in there. Chad. All right. Good. I like it. Keep those emails coming in. If you want in on the Oilers Alumni bonspiel, we're giving away a team of 4 for this weekend. And you also get either an alumni or celebrity player on your team. And dinner's included. We're going to be live on location for the pre and post game show. It's going to be a ton of fun. I think Cass is going to be there because Cass does a lot of stuff with the Oilers Alumni, even though he didn't play for the team. And Gager will be there. You're going to be there. Benny Scrivens, Mac T, Struddy. It's going to be a lot of fun. We had a great time there.
So they'll all be on the pregame show.
Yeah, but yes, they will be. I'm going to bring all 4 headsets, and we're going to get as many people on, and we're going to get Jess Bromley on as well, because there is a Oilers Community Foundation component to it. So,
And we will be on an extra half hour.
correct. Yeah, it's an 8:00 start in Vancouver, but we're on the air at 6:30. All right, so that was Game Changers.
I think someone's got it on the nasty chat. But you're supposed to email.
You're supposed to email. If you want in on the tournament, you can put together a team of 4. Email tom@edmontonsportstalk.com.
Simple 101 with New York. The Mets are not red. They're orange.
They're orange. That's why I said Mets, Knicks, and Islanders. That does count.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game Changers was Break the Wild Curse, Revamp Bottom 6, Leon versus Connor. Of course, Game Changers with Shawn Belle, brought to you by Damon Bunting Remax Elite. It's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle, Hernan, Salas with you. Having a lot of fun. Nancy, do you want to get to a few texts? And I'm going to take a look to see if we got an update on Matthias Ekholm yet. I haven't seen one, but I haven't been looking at Twitter. Oh, I do have an update. Ekholm, good to go.
Yay!
A la Jack Michaels 30 seconds ago. So,
Good.
all right. Texts that you might want to get to.
The Wolf says, how many games until Nugent Hopkins has the most amount of games played as an Oiler?
I can look that up really quickly. He's closing in on Kevin Lowe, who I think it's 1,037 with an Oilers uniform on.
Randy comes in.
Oh, Randy, what's up?
Curious, why they're even playing this game? With all the injuries to the Wild's top players, fans and media sure are pointing out that this is a guaranteed win for the Oilers, by bordering on a waste of time for the soon-to-be Stanley Cup champ. Isn't that the actual vibe?
Randy.
No,
I thought let's save it for the post-game show. It's
But
getting
no one, I
spicy
don't
hard.
think, I haven't heard anyone in Edmonton on X, on any of the shows say this is a guaranteed win for the Oilers. I haven't heard that from anyone, not even the fans.
No.
The fans are saying they should win this game with the amount of injuries.
It's lining up nicely, but you got to go and play a good game. They did it on December 12th when they smacked Minnie around 7-1. Minnie was banged up that night too, and the Oilers did not mess around.
Yes, on paper, sure, the Oilers should have the advantage, but the Oilers struggle in Minnesota, and I don't think anyone's guaranteeing a win here, Randy.
See you, Coop.
See you, Cubbish.
Let's go to, was it the Wolf that was asking about the Oilers all-time games played list? It is the Nuge at 923. He is third right now. Ryan Smith at 971. So the Nuge will catch him next season. This is regular season games, by the way. And then Kevin Lowe, 1,037. So the Nuge will catch K-Lowe if he's healthy by next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, eh?
Amazing.
Yep.
That's good trivia, though, too. When you
I like
get
it.
there. Yeah, it's great, man.
Kevin's the only Oiler to play over 1,000 games regular season in orange and blue.
So for a guy that went through the decade of darkness and for him to stick it out and be here, it's great. And I know he takes heat for his play sometimes, but man, it says something for a guy to stay. And now, I mean, McDavid Draisaitl will make that easy, but he could have bolted during the decade of darkness at any time, man.
Oh, yeah.
I did talk to him. I think it was after 18-19. Remember that season, Hernan? Man, we had a lot of fun on the pre and post. There was a lot of chaos that year. And after the garbage bag day availability that Nugent Hopkins had, I was just kind of talking to him on the side really quickly, and I was like, boy, you were spicy tonight. He's like, or today. And he goes, Tom, I'm getting sick and tired of this crap.
Even his interview, he was like, I'm sick of losing. Like, this has got to stop. And and I was like, oh, this is the first time I've heard Nuge be that upset.
And he, again, I've known him since he was baby Nuge. And now he's daddy Nuge. And I just said to him, like, man, like, you are feisty and mad. He goes, I'm sick of this crap. Like, we shouldn't be missing the playoffs. And that was the second year in a row they had missed the playoffs after the 17 run.
Because that was so frustrating because everybody thought the Oilers had arrived, right? Not Stanley Cup, but a playoff team. And then
some people thought they were a cup contender in 17.
The next
18.
year, everybody picked them. And then after the first game where they beat Calgary, the wheels fell completely off. It was amazing to see, guys.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Really quickly, all-time games played list for the Oilers. Kevin Lowe, 1,037. Ryan Smith, 971. Nugent Hopkins, 923. Mark Messier, 851. Glenn Anderson, 845. Shawn Horcoff, 796, your old teammate. Kelly Buchberger, 795. Leon Draisaitl, 762. Yari Curry, 754. And rounding up the top 10, Craig McTavish at 701. At number 11, Wayne Gretzky at 696.
Is this safe to say that this collection, this core, is going to be the ones that are breaking all the records in Oilerland?
Probably. Definitely for, like, if you talk about 1,000 games, like Dry, McDavid, Darnell probably, Nuge for sure.
Darnell's 14th on that list.
Hemsky was at 845. That's amazing. Good for him, too.
I like Alish. Even when he comes to town.
No, not 845. Sorry, that's total games. I got to do the math for how many.
Was it you and I that ran into him in Laddie at local one day?
No.
I saw him, and we were catching up a bit, and he had a gross mullet. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't care, Tom. I'm like, you married a hot Brazilian girl. You live in Dallas. You're doing just fine.
Yeah. I actually saw Chop the other day, Ethan Morrow.
Oh, what?
He was at the
in
rink.
town?
Yeah.
How was he?
Good. He was pleasant.
Nice. That's good to hear.
But I've always got along with him, so I've never had that. Yeah. It's a good dude for me.
I wish Hemsky would have played with this team, this crop of players.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine him on McDavid's wing or Draisaitl's wing?
Oh, boy.
Man, because he had such sneaky skill. And I don't even think it was that sneaky.
Yeah. And then, like, outside of Ryan Smith, no disrespect to guys like Horkoff and other guys he played with, but, like, he didn't have what the Oilers had now, man.
Man, that poor guy got physically abused every single game because he was the most skilled guy on the ice. And, at that time, the Oilers were more of a lunch pail team.
Yeah.
And Hemsky just came in with that stick that was up to his belly button, just dangling everybody. But Robin Regeer would just, like, the things that he could get away with, insane.
It was a different time, man.
It really was. Okay. I want to get a final thought from you. I'm going to give the starting lineups out one more time. A final thought from Hernan, and I'll throw out the trivia for the team entry into the Oilers Alumni bonspiel this Saturday. We're giving that away if you want to play, and you can get a team of 4 together. I'll give you the details in a couple minutes here. So Dylan Laux, who's on EST Afternoons with you and Gager earlier today, has Rossi between Boldy and Zuccarello, Eriksson Ek with Johansson and Hartman, Gaudreau with Foligno and Trenin, and then Husnutdinov between Shore and Jones on defense, Merrill with Middleton, Chisholm with Bogosian, Dermott with Juracek, and then Gustafsson between the pipes. And then for the Oilers, Matthias Ekholm is good to go, did not take the morning skate. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Hyman, Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Arvidsson, Henrique between Janmark and Brown, Philp making his return to the lineup, fourth game in the NHL for Noah Philp today. Perry and Kapanen will be on his wings, and then Ekholm, expect him to be paired up with Bouchard, Nurse with Emerson, Kulak with Stetcher. No Josh Brown, no Jeff Skinner, no Derek Ryan. You've got Calvin Pickard between the pipes for the Oilers. I want to get Belzy to share a story. If you can think of one, I'm going to seed his memory with this text in from the Wolf. Because I was talking about how someone texted in and said, you hit their buddy so hard in Bantam that it made them puke. And I remember playing against you.
It was a fabrication.
Okay, but I remember Phaneuf blowing me up a couple of times that season. And I was just like, oh my God, I got run over by a train. The Wolf texts in and says, I had to go to high school with Dion Phaneuf. He's 2 years older than me, and when I was graduating, he was still coming back to make sure he was finishing his classes. That's a good thing. Great hockey player at the beginning of his career. I did not like him because he had the mentality like you were talking about, Tommy. He was dumb as a stick. Well, I said he was cocky and arrogant, and he had every reason to be. Some of those mutants that we played against and with that Banamir, like, just give people a sample, because there are some great players that were playing. It was Ian McDonald on Southside with Dion.
Ian McDonald was a dominant player. I think he broke the records.
He did
in the AMBHL at the time.
He can thank us for about 40 of those points.
Probably.
Yeah, MLAC represent.
You guys were a bit of a slump buster, hey? Anyway.
Yep. We were not a formidable squadron.
IMAC was like 6'2". He could fly around the ice. He had silky hands. Nick Chibi from Mill Woods.
Yeah.
He was like 6'5".
Full
he was
mustache.
A monster. Mark Connors, who was down in Okotoks. He's the same size today as he was when he was 14 or 15. But that guy had like full hair, full beard, like chest hair percolating out of his jersey, his equipment. People were terrified of him.
Yeah.
He hit like a truck. Like, it was just different times.
Who was it Shawn Thompson?
Shawn Thompson.
He was not the tallest guy, but he was like...
He may or may not have killed people.
Yeah. I stayed away from that guy.
It's craziness.
Yeah, I love that. See, good memories. You have better memories than I do, because mine are limited, and I was not on a good team. So... Nanso, final thoughts, and then I'll throw out the trivia question if you want to get in on the Oilers Alumni Bonspiel. We're giving away a team of 4 for this weekend. You'll have an alumni or celebrity on your team as your 5th. Dinner provided, as well as us being live on location for pre and post. And you get a guarantee of 2 games. And then there's a bunch of other. They're going to have like a horse race after with some betting and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Go ahead. Final thoughts.
So this just happened. Clowder with the Hattie.
Get out of here.
His first.
Wow.
I think that's his first career.
Ask them if they want Jeff Skinner back.
Skinner, let's go.
We're
Make
kidding.
a deal. Make a deal.
Clowder
Make it
with
happen.
the Hattie there. So good on him. But yeah, looking forward to this game. Glad to see Matthias Ekholm's playing. And let's go. Intrigued to see Noah Philp, what he can bring to this lineup. And we'll be back for the post game, boys.
Pickard and Gustafsson in goal. Okay, one last time. If you want to play curling this weekend and you could put together a team of 4 and want to get in on the Oilers Alumni Bonspiel, we're going to give away the team tonight on the post-game show. What you need to do is email tom@edmontonsportstalk.com, and the trivia question that goes along with this is which 3 and then kind of 4 cities share with their major pro sports teams share the same color scheme.
Correct.
On their uniforms.
Correct.
Text Tom at edmontonsportstalk.com. We'll pick a winner, and we will announce that on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. We're going to have a great time at the Shamrock. It's going to be a great time on the post-game show. Let's see if the Oilers can win the season series against Minnesota. Jay Milne was saying it's been a few years since the Oilers have been able to pull this off against the Wild. One win in their last 7 visits to Mini, and it was on December 12th. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show for Bellsy and the Latino Heat. I'm Tom saying thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on the post-game show.